Hey guys, this is Nirmal for technique.com, and today we'll have the detailed review of the Nokia Lumia 525. So Nokia announced Lumia 525 back in December last year, and it was the successor of the most popular Windows phone ever, the Lumia 520. So one of the problems with 520 was that it came with only 512 MB RAM, and hence you couldn't play many games on the device like the Subway Surfers, Temple Run 2, which had a minimum requirement of 1 GB RAM. Now Nokia has addressed this issue with 1 GB RAM device. This is the Lumia 525. So we have this device with us right now. So we'll have the detailed review of this device and talk about the features, the design, the battery life, the performance, etc. So first of all, the design wise, this device is exactly similar to the Lumia 520, which has the 4-inch display. So you can see here 4-inch 480 by 800 display. On the design aspect, you have the similar design of any Windows phone, the Lumia Windows phone. You have the volume rocker keys at the sides, the power button at the power button, and also the camera keys. And at the top you have 3.5mm jack. Bottom there is the micro USB charging slot, and at the sides there is no buttons. On the left side there is no buttons, and the back you have the 5 megapixel camera. There is a flash missing in this unit, and it's very similar to the 520, which also didn't come with any flash. And at the speakers at the bottom. So it has a glossy back panel, and this is pretty good build quality, and Nokia Lumia phones are known for its decent build quality, and this device also has pretty decent quality. So let's have a quick look at the back cover. So this has a removable back cover, so you can remove the battery as well as the back cover. So we'll just open the back cover, so you can pull it from any place. This is pretty easy to remove. So there you go, the back cover. So this back cover has a glossy fit and finish, and it's really cool design. I mean the fit and finish and as well as the build quality is decent. It's not very strong, but it's still better than the other Android phones you find in the same category. So this build quality wise is pretty good. Now under the back cover you have the 1430 mAh battery. Then you have the micro SD card slot as well as the micro SIM card tray. So these two we have already covered on our channel, how to insert this stuff, so we'll skip all the stuff. So now coming on to the device, it has a 4-inch display, the 480 by 800 display. So that's the same display you found on the 520. So this is an IPS plus LCD display, so it's the angles are pretty good. The readability is also pretty good. You can see here the viewing angles are pretty good because it's an IPS display, and the viewing angles are also good, and the display overall is pretty good. But since it does not come with a clear black display, what you find on high-end Lumia phones, the sunlight readability is not that great. So if you're in if you're reading from outside, you won't get that great quality of screen which you find on the Lumia 920, 925 or the 1020 or even the 1520, which have the clear black display. So that is missing in this display. Now on the top you have this earpiece speaker. Then you don't have a front facing camera on this device. That's another thing which Nokia has missed out on this device. There's no front facing camera, so forget about doing Skype calls or another video calls on this device. And at the bottom you have the 3 capacitive Windows phone buttons, the back button, the home button as well as the search button. So rest all we have covered. So that's the design aspect and also the display. So display is pretty good. We won't say it's a bad display, it's a good display. The readability is good, but when it comes to viewing in sunlight, it's not that great when compared to other Lumia phones. So that's one thing Nokia could improve on this device. So that's the display aspect of this phone. Now coming on to the performance, let's talk about the performance of this device. So this comes with a 1 GB RAM. There's a dual core Snapdragon processor with 1 GB RAM. There's 8 GB internal memory, and the rest are Windows Phone 8 Black OS. So Black OS has brought in quite a new features like app folders. So then you have the Nokia camera, refocus app, and few others. So there are not all features are available for 525, but you get double tap to wake. There's no glance on this device, but there is double tap to wake. So there are quite a few changes in this black update. So overall we feel the black update has brought in quite new features. But the performance wise you won't find any issues with this device. This is exactly the same 520 device with good performance. There won't be any lag on this device. Even if you install hundreds of apps on this device, you won't find any performance issues with this device. That's one good aspect of the Nokia Lumia phones, because Windows phones are optimized even for 512 MB RAM and a single core processor. So now with the dual core processor as well as 1 GB RAM, you won't find any issues with this device. It's really fast, and it works very well. Even if you put this to multiple tasks, you won't find any issues. And if this device has this black update, you can even close background apps. So you can see you can have this close button. I'll just show it once again. So you can see here this the close button here. So you can close apps using this button. So that's one good feature with this. You can close background apps, and you can also switch between them using that. This has been brought back in the black update. So that's one good thing about this device. And coming on to the gaming performance, this one eagerly awaited device, because this comes with 1 GB RAM and Windows Phone with 1 GB of RAM, and about supports all games and apps. So we already covered the gaming performance of this device. It's a decent quality gaming performance. You can't do a very high gaming. You can't get a very high gaming experience with this device. Obviously, the performance is not that great. But overall, when you compare with the similar spec Android with the quad-core processor, the MediaTek quad-core processor, this is far better. There is no lag on the graphics, but they are not as rich as what you find on 920 or high-end devices like 1520. Which has a better gaming performance. We tried playing Asphalt 8 or Subway Surfers etc. on this device, so you can check out our YouTube channel on these videos. So overall it's a pretty good device, but the gaming experience is pretty decent, not the best Windows Phone to play games. And coming on to the camera, this has the same 5 megapixel camera which you find on the Lumia 520. So the unit is same, but the good thing is that with the black update the cameras are a bit more, the camera is pretty good. There's also the photos we took are pretty good, much better than what you find on the 520. So that way it is pretty good. So you can see here some of the sample shots we have taken in different conditions. So you can see this is a daylight photo taken. So the clarity of this photo is pretty good. So the clarity of this photo is pretty good. The color reproduction is also pretty good. Not that bad actually for a 5 megapixel shooter. So it's a really good shooter. But when it comes to night photography, so you can see here the night photography is totally bad. You can see that quite a lot of greens have been added. I mean, noise has been added into this device. These photos, because there is no flash unit. It takes light from the source, and since there's not much features on this camera like the pure view cameras, this does have issues with night photography. So you can use it for daylight photography. That's the best part of this device. It's still a good camera. And coming on to the battery performance, we tested this phone for multiple conditions like gaming, video calls. Not video calls, but general calls. Then you can use Facebook, Twitter, etc. So overall, we found that the battery lasts for a day, and it's pretty decent device since it does have only a 4430 mAh battery. So that's where the device is crippled with. There is no high quantity battery, because generally the Android phones in this range come with 1700 1800 mAh battery. This comes with only 4430 mAh battery, and that's the reason the battery performance is in that great. But still Windows Phone is in the battery hungry OS, so you will definitely get one day of usage with this battery even on 3G. So that's one good aspect of this device. So overall we feel this device is good in many ways. Like the camera is pretty decent, the performance is good, there is also battery life is also average, although not very great. The build quality is really good. You can see here the Nokia's traditional build, as well as the quality is retained on this device. So that's one good thing. Now coming on to what could be improved on this device. So there are quite a few things which could be improved. One is a flash in the back rear camera. That's much needed. Secondly, you could Nokia could also add a front facing camera. I agree that this price will not be the same when you add these features, but still then front facing camera is much needed, because almost all devices in this price range come with a front facing camera, and lack of that on 525 is again a deal breaker for many who use video calls. So that's the way this device fares in most of the conditions. So overall we feel the device is pretty good. It's a good buy. But when you compare with 520, is it worth buying 520 or 525? So just a simple answer is, if you're worried about playing games on the 525, then only buy the 525. Else 520 is still the better value for money phone, because there's a clear 3 to 3.5k INR difference between these two phones currently. So only if you are interested in playing games or installing all the apps currently available on the Windows Phone store, you need to buy this device. Else 520 is still the better value for money phone. So that's all in this review. If you have any specific questions on the review, drop a comment and we'll be able to help you out. And thanks for watching the video. You can get more videos on Lumia 525 in our channel. And thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching the video.